Hey everyone!
Welcome!
Good afternoon from Michigan. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon!
And me, Banshee. It's just a beautiful day here. Probably one of the last warm days, so I've been sitting outside most of the morning. Doing some work out there.
I have not.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal is. He just is not into the...
I dragged you out before the sunrise, though, a couple weeks ago, remember?
Well, that's true, but we...
To a very beautiful, nice area.
Okay, but you feel funny sitting out here.
Okay.
Well, anyway, welcome everybody to the show, and we're going to start things off in the kind of dark part of the year mode with the Santa Muerte Oracle today by Fabio Listrani. That will be the card for the collective today. I hope everybody is doing well. Hi, Angel Mary. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all on this Sunday afternoon.
And
we have some things.
Well, I was going to make a comment about kitties.
Oh, okay. Yes. Somebody got some catnip today.
They're all smoking. Well, not really, but the sentiment.
They got their little high on, and, because we're a little concerned today with the setup, them knocking things down, and there's no guarantees that won't happen anyway. I see some people...
Hi, Angel.
Some animals lurking. Hey, Angel, welcome.
Yes, I did cut my hair, YOLO. I cut it quite a bit.
Oh, we're still getting those comments. My hair hasn't gone anywhere, but longer. All right, well, let me pull a card from the San Muerte Oracle for the collective, or have Mr. O do it. All right, Mr. O, I'm not sure if they can be read upright or... I think they're just read one way. It's been a while since I used them. Oh, you pulled it upright, eh? Number 4.
Number 4. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
Pretty colors.
What does it mean?
Hopefully something good.
Yeah, I hope so too. It is love. Woohoo! Okay. The love illustrated in this card is not to be confused with Eros. This card represents the original unifying force, the basis for universal solidarity that consents our evolution and change. And speak of the devil, here comes a cat.
Our unconditional lover.
Oh boy.
Oh. Come on over here.
It is a continuous phenomenon, a flow originating from the first cry of our universe, of our galaxy, down to the planet we inhabit. A web that connects every single atom, that reminds us that our present derives from the past, and that it is in our best interest to act constructively to build a positive future. The advice of the dead: act responsibly, bearing in mind not only your needs, but also what they will cause in the environment you live in. That's our card for the collective this week.
Come here and give me an unconditional kiss.
Aw.
Mwah.
A special day is coming really soon. It's our anniversary of our first date.
Oh, that's right. It'll be literally 2 days after our next Sunday stream, October 5th. You told me today that October 3rd was Sunday.
You're correct. You're right. Actually, October 3rd is Saturday. My reading is from Sundays to Saturday. You got the timing
so it's Monday.
wrong. Producer.
Monday is October 5th. And therefore, the anniversary of our very first date 44 years ago. Oh.
When people are retired, time has no meaning.
It's never o'clock.
So that's basically his problem, and I will be joining him there soon enough.
Mr. Sunman, you really have to move.
Oh, my goodness sakes. What are we going to do?
I don't know what we're going to do.
We didn't put him to sleep like we planned. Thank you, everybody. We're always excited when it's anniversary time. I've already been buying myself gifts. No, I did get some books recently, and I thought I'd share just really quickly a couple of titles with you. I threw it on my smaller, old, antiquated tablet here to show some titles. I can't take it down more. Doggone you, don't do that. Oh well, let me see if it'll do it. So you can see here, there, right there. Tarot, the book, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to read the title. Tarot, No Questions Asked, or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, God.
Here,
but anyway, it's by Teresa Reed.
That first one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God, the eyes are so bad.
See, I knew it.
But yeah, it's sort of No Questions Asked.
Okay. And the second one is a newer acquisition as well, The Ultimate Guide to Tarot Spreads, which I saw some very interesting things in there, even about doing past life readings, which might help us further with that. The third book is not tarot related. It's called The Kindness Code, and it's by somebody I have met on Twitter who just wants to spread kindness worldwide, and I think it's a great movement. It's a very short book, an easy read.
Well, wait a minute. Kindness Code? That's
Kindness Code.
KC? Is there a connection?
Well, maybe.
Maybe not.
But the other books, which now have disappeared from view, and I may have to go into later.
Oh, you have that one? Cool, Angel.
Oh, very good, Angel. Good for you.
Indeed, what is time?
Indeed.
E.T.
And actually, the other thing I wanted to mention is not something I have on my tablet. It's a tarot deck I just got called, or I'm going to be getting tomorrow maybe, or Tuesday, called the In-Between Tarot. Now, you know, there's the before tarot, there's the after tarot, and there's the in-between tarot. And I think it's an interesting concept I want to explore. It's not a very new deck. It might be a year old, I think. But the idea is what happens, you know, between, let's say, the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. In between. And then the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Wands. And I think it's really going to be interesting in helping people connect, you know, the story that the cards have to tell you. And I'm very much into storytelling, so I think it's right up my alley, and I'm looking forward to getting that deck.
So let's get on then with our stuff. And I have a couple of decks here today.
Okay, let's hear. And she's asking about your haircut as well, Kayla.
Yes, I did. Not just a hair, maybe it was thousands.
He did it himself. And he did it so badly. It wasn't totally bad, but the back definitely needed work, and our daughter-in-law, Junior Goddess, helped out tremendously with that.
And it was the first time I saw her in over 6 months, so it was kind of a cool thing. But we all kept our masks on.
Also, there's a couple more announcements I want to make before we get going, and we got a big list, so we want to get going. One is that we are going to be offering very soon some spreads for cost. And I've just
done a special offer.
And special offers, because I guarantee you some of these prices will not be there next year. And this one's a special October one because it's a Wheel of the Year spread. It's a year from Samhain to next Samhain, basically. And we're going to offer it in a 1-card or a 2-card format. So stay tuned for information on that, up and coming this week probably. And I guarantee you, because you're getting 2 tarot readers for the price of 1, those prices will not remain as low as you're seeing them next year. So. And
I hate to break it to you, but like on Material Matters, where you made a false attribution of whose rock song went with the lyrics.
Oh my God, yes.
It's actually pronounced Samhain, not Samhain.
Well, you say Samhain, I say Samhain.
It's the Celtic pronunciation, but yeah, you're right. There was a time 20, 30 years ago, everybody said Samhain.
I got you, Libra Cusp. You are on the list. So the other announcement is our wonderful ex-producer's son, who still does a heck of a lot for us, added some enhancements for us. We found out, and by the way, she's not here, but I'd like to thank Merwin for Thursday trying out our new bot that will appear every so often on our chat that allows you to click on it to donate to us. And she tried it out last week and was our first donor.
So Merwin was our first donor.
So I want to thank her very much for that. And also now there might be some bells and whistles that pop up on our screen when we get new subscribers or new donors. So, or a donation that comes in. So I want to thank our son for that.
Mr. Monster Hunter Malik.
He is very, very clever. And so we're going to move on, I guess, with the cards you're going to show first.
I have this ceremonial deck. I forget the name of it. I think it's the Golden Dawn Tarot. And that's the King of Pentacles from that deck. And Golden Dawn uses very basic colors because it kind of goes along with the Tree of Life and other concepts that are in the Golden Dawn. That's one. And then I also have the Ibis Tarot, which is one of those Egyptian themed ones. And this is the Veiled Lamp, which would also be the Hermit, number 9.
Yeah, awesome.
So, very cool. Go ahead.
Oh, is that it?
Well, I have 2 more, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. So.
Oh, okay. Well, then. I, of course, have what I have been using, but this one might go, well, some of them might go away, so I bring out more for the fall season. But I do have the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot by Rose Wright, and the artwork is by one of my favorite artists of late, Eugene Smith. And then secondly, I will be using, I'm just going to grab a card from it, the Darkwood Tarot. Oh God, it's a tower. Ah! The Darkwood Tarot by Sasha Graham, and the art is by Abigail Larson. Book by Sasha Graham. I like Sasha's work. And finally, of course, for its last appearance for the fall season is the Golden Girls Tarot. Which I have no artist or author. It came without that information, basically. But it's a fun deck, of course, because it's got the Golden Girls theme, and it's colorful, and it's really kind of cool. I like it. I like it. So, and also, I will be using again for the Lenormand, and throughout the Halloween season, I grabbed 2 cards, so if you want to show them, the Halloween Lenormand. The candy is actually the bouquet of flowers in this deck. And of course, the old letter is the letter. Okay, I see you here. And that's nice, but quit messing with my cards, little cat. Okay.
I thought the catnip was going to keep them away.
Bad mistake. Oh well. Anyway. So I'm going to go through the list right now and we can get the show on the road. So the first person who made it in the room today is Divine You. Congratulations, Divine You. Then we have Aaliyah, we have Yolo, we have Josephine, we have Afshan, we have Esoterics Tarot, we have Levi, we have Gina, Girl Power, welcome Girl Power. We have Amelia, we have Angel Mary, we have Angel Rivera, 2 angels in a row. And we have Kayla and Libra Cusp. If I've missed anyone, let me know. And we're off to the races. Okay, so Divine You wants to know what's coming for them. Do you want to start?
Okay, let's take our Ibis Tarot.
All right.
Since it's right here.
Oh, I've been bringing things home from my workplace. It's my little magic wand that I used to have there. Actually came from some vendor event, and I actually got it from somebody else who was giving it away. For my Material Matters show, I brought out this money pyramid I had on my desk at work. It has served me well over the past years, so I'm starting to divest myself of the workplace.
Thank you, Afshan. That's so nice of you. Thank you. We really appreciate people who just come by to see us, too.
Oh, okay, Afshan. Thanks a lot. And it's great to see you again. So, no reading? Okay. We'll cross off the list. And then I'll shuffle for Divine You. Okay. It's always good to see everybody. We have such a great group here. Why are these cards mixed up? I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
There was just a few of them. I'm not sure why. Did I do that? I don't recall.
And just a reminder that my outlook on the emotional exchanges broadcast on Friday morning, and that's a week long from Friday to Thursday. You can check that out and see what the emotional ranges are in your life for the next week.
Hey, Merwin, we just thanked you for being our first donor. We really appreciated that. You tested it for us. My son has added some enhancements. So no reading for you. It's always good to see you here. Welcome. And stay as long as you want.
And also, Banshee's Material Matters just dropped on YouTube this morning. So you can check that out too on our channel. And thank you, Merwin. Appreciate that.
Should we talk about my Material Matters gafoo?
Yeah.
At the very end of the show, I made a little rock and roll.
Wait, let's preface this by another quote from another rock and roll song. Rock and roll never forgets, but Banshee does.
So at any rate, I made a reference to a song I like. There's a couple songs I like, but I got the band wrong, just slipped right out, and my producer, who was there...
Whispering.
It
It's
didn't
not the
quite
Stones,
whisper.
it's you two.
You could hear it quite clearly on the show. But it was very funny, and it'll make a nice blooper someday. Anyway.
So let's get going.
I am.
Alrighty. Oh, I guess you should put him back, eh?
I am because of the sun.
The
Sorry.
sun.
So, for Divine You, what is coming? Well, good news here. Which one is that?
The beaming light is the sun.
Oh, yeah, it is 19. I couldn't see the Roman numerals.
Well,
I saw this and I thought it was 3. And I'm like, okay.
So you have the sun.
That's awesome. Wow. And we have the 3 of Cups.
The 3 of Cups. Oh, your luck may be changing.
And we have the 6 of Swords, Divine You. This is really interesting.
Yes, it is.
I don't know which order I want to read these in because I'm almost feeling like that 6 of Swords is key here. The 6 of Swords indicates a journey of some sort, a move away from maybe difficult or depressing conditions or times or stressful times. Oftentimes you see there's water that's really rocky and wavy, and there's a ship moving to calmer shores. So I get the feeling, Divine You, that you are on a journey. You're on a journey to find happiness and joy in life and celebration with others even, not just something that, for yourself, but to share with others.
Oh, you are? How cool.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome.
There also looks like maybe something else too, just besides a new job.
Well, there's optimism for sure, and there's positive energy and success.
The sun.
Yeah, it's an awesome card. These 3 combinations are really interesting.
Look, we just got a subscriber,
Banshee.
Woo! Surprise, everybody! Now everybody's going to want to subscribe if they haven't.
Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate you. And that is what our son came up with. He is so awesome and fun.
It's virtual sunny.
We stuck with the cat theme. Well, no, I think our other one is a little bit different for donations, right? Yeah.
Did she blush, Merwin? I didn't notice that. But anyways, Divine, your cards look really good, and I would have to kind of go along with what Banshee was saying there. I sort of feel like there's a journey away. The journey is away from things that you don't find fulfilling, gratifying, pleasurable anymore. But in addition to moving towards the 3 of Cups, which is some sort of happiness, it may also indicate to a happy time or celebration that you're involved in. Maybe you're going to go to a place where you'll see a wedding performed, or you'll be a part of that, or it's somebody you know, something like that.
Some kind of celebration, or could you yourself be celebrating your journey away from difficult times?
Well, the only reason I threw that in there is because sometimes the Sun card also is an omen towards marriage or towards good partnerships. It's also about illumination in general, so it talks about casting light into the dark places of your life and brightening them up and finding things valuable there and guiding. So it's really a good reading for you. It says that things are coming to you. I can't say exactly when, but it could be within weeks.
You know, and you're on a positive journey with a job right now. So, you know, whether it works out or not, always, you know, maintain this kind of attitude, because I think that, you know, like attracts like. And so I feel that this is a very positive turn for you. Let's see what the Lenormand adds. Let's hope it's positive as well.
You are so cute when you blush.
So is Mr. O, actually.
No, I'm kind of pathetic, I think.
No, he's got this other thing, his puppy dog eyes, which is pleading. Yeah. Okay, plead for donors now.
Anything? No, I'm not pandering for that. You know,
We're just teasing.
We're just teasing.
I'm just testing him. Anyway, it's been a crazy fun time, and
Get that.
I've been working on. Pretty soon you should see something else new. Okay, wow. Well, we got the poison ring. Divine you.
Count Dracula is calling.
And we've got a fountain spewing blood.
Oh dear. It's only Halloween. It's only Halloween.
So this is interesting to me because it seems like some social situation, because that's like the park card, I believe.
Yes.
So some social situation could bring some kind of commitment. Or maybe it's you making a commitment to yourself to be more social and engaging and get yourself out there more.
I think that's
I could
what
see
that
this
is.
either way.
I think it's more like that. I'm not the greatest reader of Lenormand, but that's what I sort of feel there is that you will make a commitment to go to places where happy people meet and where you can meet them and maybe see what goes on.
And that's what we've got for you, Divine You. Wow,
All right.
Awesome cards today. Keep that frame of mind. It'll work well for you. And good luck. Good luck with the job. Keep us posted. I'm excited about that. And hey, Aaliyah, what's going on in your life, Aaliyah? You are next. And after Aaliyah is Yolo, Josephine, Exoterics,
Thank
Levi,
you.
Gina, Girl Power, Amelia, Angel, Mary, and then Angel Rivera, Kayla, and Libra Gus.
Yes, you do deserve it.
Oh, hey, January girl.
Hi,
Welcome,
January girl.
welcome. I'll get you on the list if you're interested, but you're down there away.
Okay, what deck would you like to use for Aaliyah's question?
Okay. You mean thought in past tense, right as he passed on?
Well, it sort of says that. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't say that, but it says that. What he thought.
Okay. Let me take a look here. Let's use let's use this one, the Darkwood Tarot.
I see.
Oh,
okay,
I
thank
see,
you.
Aaliyah. Okay. Now, I lost my father when I was 10. I have a whole soul story about that year in my life. Anybody interested? It's my soul story number 6. And it's on our YouTube channel. And that was a very momentous year for me in a lot of ways. So if you haven't checked that one out, please do.
All right.
That's pretty young, and I can understand why you need to know.
So I understand there are some Pop-Tarts that are made for the Halloween season, and the frosting is painted so that it looks like a Ouija board.
Oh my gosh, you're
Yes.
kidding me.
Either that or else it was a joke, but everybody was saying it was real, so it was kind of interesting.
Oh, I'm going to have to see if I can find that. But no doubt it's going to be maple. I'm not crazy about maple frosted, but maybe I can make an exception.
Are you sure it wouldn't be blood oranges or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
So we have the Page of Wands upright.
Oops. Page of Wands.
The Ace of Pentacles reversed. And the Five of Wands upright. Well, I think initially seeing that Page of Wands being the first card pulled, Aaliyah, it seems to me that your father was very excited about your birth, this new beginning. It just seemed like a lot of happiness and feelings of, that this was a great new beginning.
It was a message to him of happiness. It was a message of good things to come.
Now, he might have had some concerns. I don't know. There might have been some concerns about money, income. Maybe he was even, a lot of people when they're parents in the beginning as well, that first year, they worry about you, and what?
I was going to say, I get a sense that like maybe your father had other children and maybe not all with the same person, so that maybe there are other siblings who were older than you.
Well, I'm going to say about the Ace of Pentacles that I feel that maybe that he was a little bit concerned about your health, and well-being. That the Ace of Pentacles is reversed here, and I'm getting the feeling that, a lot of parents worry. I mean, I remember when my son was just a wee baby, I would just go and check if he was breathing from time to time. I mean, crazy thoughts enter your head, when you're a first-time parent. So I don't know if this was the first child or not, but maybe there were just some concerns about you and your health and well-being. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, I get the feeling like maybe because he had children from other women, that maybe there was a little bit of a feeling that some of this made his life complicated, a little bit competitive in certain respects.
He was spread thin between his obligations.
There's nothing I feel that says he didn't love or care for you, but just that maybe to some degree this might have contributed to his feelings about whether he was able to really be helpful material-wise. Pentacles are material-wise. So maybe he might have questioned whether he was really able to support all his children. But I don't think that has anything to do with what he might have felt for you at that time.
And I do feel with that Five of Wands upright that basically that it's true. He felt like his attention was spread really thin, between his obligations, that he had a lot on his plate, and maybe that he worried that he gave you the time and attention that you truly needed.
Right, and I don't know any of the other circumstances, but I'm just wondering if it was just really the fact that from the financial point of view, he felt he was going to have a hard time supporting more children, and so maybe he felt it just wasn't the right time, but it takes two. And so the thing is hopefully, those things were worked out by the time you were born and into your young childhood before he left. I'm sort of feeling that, but maybe it's time to do a Lenormand.
Well, I wanted to address her latest comment here, and I feel that, Aaliyah, some of that does show up here if you look at the messages of the Five of Wands, for example, because the Five of Wands can talk about conflict and some aggression, so there might have been some anger, with that. But I feel overall, a lot of times when a child comes into the world, they soften. They soften their perspective a little bit. But clearly, there's obviously with some concerns about stress, the stress of maybe having another mouth to feed, because there is that card as well, the Ace of Pentacles there reversed, and this card.
Well,
so I think some of that was there.
I think Five of Wands also clearly stands for feelings about competitive aspects in one's life, competing over things or things within a general range, competing for you. And so the thing is that maybe too he felt that his other children would be trying harder to compete for his attention, because of course everybody knows that a baby kind of draws more attention, and so these older children might have felt a little bit jealous themselves, and so maybe he was trying to figure out how to deal with those things. I don't think he did not love you.
Well, and this is interesting. Now, the Lenormand might spell out some of what's been on your mind about your father a little bit more. The first card I get is the mice, which in this deck is the rats. And then the second card is the fog, which is the clouds. And in a traditional Lenormand deck, the dark clouds are facing the mice. And so what I would say about that is he had a lot of worries and depression about how to make ends meet. How was I going to make everything work? You know, are we going to have enough money? Am I going to be able to put enough food on the table? This is all too much stress for me. So I see those mundane concerns here, you know, most definitely. But, you know, I feel overall that he did not, you know, harbor bad feelings towards you as a person. It's just the circumstances surrounding it, really, that were problematic.
My heart goes out to you because I know what you're feeling. I've had a few friends who have felt the same way because they understood those were situations that might have occurred in their lives. And I don't know what to say to make you feel any better, but I feel like some of the trite movies, life finds a way. Lives are meant to happen, or sometimes they're not. You were clearly meant to happen, and that's why you are here. And it's really up to you to love yourself best, but others will love you too. You just can't necessarily depend on that. So you just have to be the best person you can. And I know that's trite too. And you know, like I said, I can't really understand exactly how you feel. I may never be able to understand how you feel, but I do think that life finds a way, and that your father probably came to love you, and then he was gone.
Well, and the other thing is that, you know, now that he is gone and he is on the other side, you know, maybe something to explore later is he surrounding you? Is he with you right now? Has he guarded you over your life? We could look at some of those issues as well. But, you know, remember that, you know, don't allow, you know, even a parent's love or lack of love change who you are. I think that's really the message we want to leave you with. So you take care, Aaliyah, and thanks for the question. That was a good question. So let's see what Yolo's got for us. Yolo's got the question up.
All right. Hi, Yolo.
My life partner overall, when we will be together, who will it be? Okay, all right. You're welcome, Aaliyah, as always. Okay, Yolo. And then after Yolo is Josephine, Esoteric,
Oh, sorry.
Levi, Gina, Girl Power, Amelia, Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cusp, and January Girl.
I'm going to use the Golden Dawn Tarot.
Oh, seriously, Sonny, let's just pull down the whole cloth. But this is a nice spot for you to be. Aww. And yes, you can cuddle my arm. Aww.
You're welcome, Aaliyah. Thank you.
Except I'll need it back to shuffle. Aww. Gonna do a sunny cam. No? Oh, you are. Aww.
You're so adorable. You are. And yesterday, when we were working with our producer, Mr. Monster Hunter Malik,
Yes, he
came by to help us. We were all wearing masks in appropriate distance.
But he has not been in this house since March. So the cats, he was wondering if they would remember him. Oh, they were so happy to see him. It was really awesome.
They really have a good relationship with him. And also our granddaughter, too. But she hasn't been over here in over 6 months either. Alrighty. Sorry.
It's okay, I just wanted to get them down there. Okay, about the life partner and when they'll be together, who will it be?
Okay, the first card is the Prince of Cups, and that one's reversed. And then we have the Emperor, which is also reversed. I need to move these back a little bit to get more view here. And then they're all reversed. I don't like that.
Yeah, they are all reversed.
The Four of Pentacles reversed too. But, oh dear, I think the Prince is like the Knight of Cups. So when it's reversed, it's kind of indicating that right now maybe the emotional currents are not flowing for you. This person may not be in your life presently, or you may be working in between other relationships that have different weights in your life, and maybe there's some squabbling going on or some emotional uncontentedness, but I don't think this relates to that. It could be that maybe right now your emotional center is just not well enough for you to be attractive to that person. Did you want to jump in?
Oh, okay, I'll do that now. So the Prince of Cups reversed, if it's the Knight, well, I think what it means is that this person is having, this person that you will meet is not somebody who has been having a very good emotional time of it, maybe at the time you meet them. They may be coming out of a relationship that did not work out well. It may be something, maybe they've just had problems getting into a relationship before. It just seems as though they're not in a good place emotionally, but it's possible you might be able to change that for them. I'm going to move on to the Emperor, and then maybe he can chime in on that. I get the feeling, too, that this individual is going to be somebody who is very much in... They may be a leader or a manager, a business executive of some sort, somebody who has a lot of power, wields a lot of power, and perhaps they're too devoted, they're too obsessed with it. They're too obsessed with their job. So, that's a tough thing as far as, relationships go. So I think what you might have to realize is that this person, besides possibly hooking up with you, are pretty much going to be married to their job as well.
Well, it could be too that this is the opportunity to somehow change this person, that your meeting and your relationship ends up changing that. I sort of feel what Banshee felt, that there is a person here who is working their way through their career and their work life, and maybe there's some things that put them on edge or make them a little bit, wild or not as direct as they would like to be. The other thing, though, is with this Four of Pentacles, this seems to me like maybe that's what happens, is that maybe your synergy with this person makes them realize that the material things are just not as important overall in life. Sure, they're important. You need to have a home over your head and food, but it should not be the most important thing that maybe is connecting us to the Emperor, and that maybe it's really about learning how to do with less, or to be happy with less of a focus on materialistic things.
I'm not getting a really good bead here, Yolo, on much about like what sign this person is going to be, but their personality wise, they're very much into their work. And maybe it's like he said, I see that with the Four of Pentacles here reversed, that they're going to learn to let go of some of their attachment to material and worldly goods. And maybe that's what's going to take before you meet them. Maybe it's possible they will get some of this out of their system. It is possible that their previous relationship ended because they were so attached to their jobs and their positions of authority. And maybe they have to learn and absorb that lesson before they move on to you.
Now, you said bottom of the deck, and I wasn't sure what you meant, and so I just did my cards a quick shuffle, and I took the bottom card, and I got the Seven of Cups reversed from the bottom of that deck that we just used. And so to me, that says that a large part of this is about finding their way, focusing on what they really want, because maybe they really are confused, maybe they really see a lot of opportunities for them, and they're not really sure how to whittle that down.
Our cups fall.
Fall? Could be.
So I'm thinking it might be, because I'm just feeling you've got two cups here, that it may take another turn of the year to next fall before you may meet this person.
Like about a year from now, something like that.
Yeah, like a full cycle.
But it's somebody, I think, who is really challenged to figure out some other aspects of their lives. They don't have some of the balance down between their higher and lower self, to put it mildly. But I think it will happen to them, because the Seven of Cups tells me they're going to sort of have this revelation that they can focus on something, and that it really is the right thing to focus on. So what do you have there?
Well, it's an interesting combination, because we said they're very tied to their job. But here I've got the coffin, and I've got that bloody fountain again.
The bloody fountain.
And so I'm thinking here that there has to be an end to, I think they've had a lot of relationships that have been more superficial. In other words, they're going, maybe when they're off the job, they go to bars, they go to nightclubs, they socialize, and they just meet people for a one-nighter, or just that, they don't really get attached. And I have a feeling that kind of mindset has to come to an end before they meet you.
Right, and she took the words out of my mouth, because it was, as soon as I said that, it's like their social life that they have now, they need to kind of change that. They're probably into a very random lifestyle, kind of hit and go.
Because they don't want to be tied down, and maybe because they've been hurt in the past, or they're too committed to their job to allow themselves to be tied down. This doesn't make them a bad person.
No, more or less they're on the cusp of really having a revelation. And I sort of feel you're going to be a part of that, that maybe when they meet you, you're the person really that helps them understand there's more to life than just what they've been doing.
So the best we can do in this case is give you the kind of person and the kind of life they've been leading. And like I said, I know you said they're about timing again. I do feel it might be next fall. It could be next fall, not this fall.
Yeah, that's what we think. It's about a year from now, sort of, more or less.
I think this person is still going through a lifestyle, that is not conducive to meeting you at this time.
Yeah, I don't think you've met him yet, but I think that within about a year of now you will have met him, and that maybe some of this will really start happening then. But you know what? Our card reading is always a snapshot in time, and things can change depending on what you took from this and where you wanted to go with it.
Well, and inherently what's going on in their lives too. It can change. Something sudden could happen that suddenly changes everything for them. And I do think there is some kind of defining moment here with some other individual that's going to make them break out of the kind of lifestyle they're living now. That's what we have for you, YOLO. I hope that does help. And Josephine, you are up next. And after Josephine is Esoterics, then Levi, Gina, Girl Power, Amelia, Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cusp, and January Girl. It's not following what it's supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Agree for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, YOLO. Okay, and we have the question from Josephine.
Okay.
One of your decks
does
again?
T miss me and want to reach out? Okay, Josephine. How do we want to do that?
It could be start with a yes or no and then
Yeah.
see where it goes. Okay, and I am going to break out another deck. I'm going to break out my Legend, the Arthurian Tarot. Whoops.
You've used that before, I think.
Yeah, but I don't use it a whole lot.
Okay.
And that's the Ace of Wands from that deck. Alrighty, and it's very Arthurian images, but most of the cards are more or less correspond.
Took a brief break for a comment. We were just noting some of the things about our bots that we have in the chat.
Yeah, we might need to restructure a few.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad thing though. So
All right.
we'll have to duke it out, Mr. O.
Oh. Well, I hope when you go back to work, it's not too much catching up, Kayla.
Oh gosh, Kayla, don't remind me about
They slipped out of my hand. I'm sorry.
laundry. I'm dropping them.
Okay, do you need me to go and get them?
I don't know yet where it fell even.
Now we really need to have
Oh,
a technical
my
difficulty
goodness.
moment. Hold on, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Well,
of course.
a little dropsy here. Now
so if it isn't the caps, it's me.
Now we've got a puppy pile of cards. Let me try to sort this out here. All right, let's do that.
Sunman is standing at attention.
All right, I will give them a shuffle now. Do you need to shuffle them again, or are you okay?
They've been pretty mixed up.
All
Hopefully
right.
we'll get something good. Hello, you. Go lay down somewhere. Go lay down. Move the butt.
Thanks for, yeah, thanks for that.
But
He
not
did.
there. But not there.
Oy vey. All right.
We'll see, January girl.
Let me cut him here.
Yes.
All right, I said cut him. All right, there you go.
What we have found is that Sundays we're pretty busy, and then Thursdays we're a lot lighter.
I think it's a cyclical thing. I remember last year around this time, maybe it was just a little bit later, all of a sudden everybody disappeared from both. Of course, we were newer, but it just seemed like we had less people at the streams, and I just think it's a cycle.
Yeah, it doesn't concern us that much.
I don't have that excuse. I've just let my laundry go to heck, and here I am at home working. You think I could just run down and grab a load and put a load in, but I guess I'm just not that disciplined. So.
Well, we did this as a yes or no, and we didn't get any aces, so this looks almost like a
no,
definite
like they
no.
don't miss you, but why? What do we have here?
We have
wow.
a 3 of Cups, which is upright.
You stay here.
We have the Lovers, which is reversed. And we have the, oh, and that was the last one, the Ace of Spears.
Oh, you
I'm
do have an
confused.
ace. Okay.
I hope I'm not confused here. But go ahead with that. Do you want to start, or should I?
Of course I will. So what was that second one? The Lovers?
Reversed.
You know, I think T has made some choices. Maybe that they might regret someday. They aren't the best choices in the world for them. And I feel like they maybe have chosen a life of more partying and or getting out more and seeing more people than settling down. Or the only other thing is, see, the 3 of Cups sometimes means that, but it can also mean a wedding. Maybe they have chosen someone else to marry. But I feel here there's some choice that they've made that they may regret someday. It's not necessarily a choice that was in their best interest.
And I'm sorry about that. I had to recount them because I wasn't used to the style here, but you did get 1 ace, so that means that there's a slight chance of yes, but it's clearly more likely no. And I kind of agree with Banshee. I'm wondering if maybe this person has already moved on to another relationship, and that the Lovers reverse may signify there's nothing between you guys, but that there was something else for them, maybe with the 3 of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is really a relationship or just a friendship or a strong harmony.
Here. Stay. Yeah. So let me do the Lenormand on this too, because I think, let's see what we get. You know, there's a possibility, but just by the way it's leaning, I have a feeling that someday they may regret this decision they've made. Okay. And I kind of sense that. I kind of sense they have moved on to something. Whether they're playing the field right now and just dating a number of people, or just getting out and about, or they've actually chosen somebody else.
Then maybe if they've moved into an actual real relationship, I mean lovers or whatever, and maybe that other person doesn't want them to have friends outside of that relationship, those kind of things happen. I'm not saying it is, but I could understand that with some people.
Well, this might clarify it a little bit. We have
the ball and chain.
The ball and chain is the anchor in this deck, and then the blood moon is the moon. So, and the moon can be about romance too. So, you know what, Josephine? I get the feeling they are attaching themselves to somebody else right now. Because the ball and chain kind of with the anchor means something stable or something holding them in place. And the moon being a romantic card of sorts. And since this was a question in a way about their feelings, I get the feeling they have feelings for someone else right now, and they're kind of tied to that.
My feeling is that maybe you're friends, as you say, but maybe they were really always looking for something else, and they didn't want to make any assumptions, but they found somebody else, and it sort of is precluding other friends from their lives, which is kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. We actually recently watched a movie like that where somebody was sort of wanting to be in a relationship and the other person really wasn't, and it got very complicated.
And it didn't work out. All right. Well, so guess what? Hey, Josephine, that's what we have for you. Good luck. Don't abandon it completely, but I would think that really you should hedge your bets on this one and move on. If you want to keep an open mind that this person might return, but don't be waiting for them.
Now, the way you ask your question doesn't, say, should you reach out? I mean, and since we didn't really necessarily see anything really negative about that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't possibly try to reach out yourself.
Hey, Esoterics, you're up. And after Esoterics is Levi, Gina, Girl Power, Amelia, Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cuspan, January Girl. And I've got the Golden Girl Tarot in my hands.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Josephine. Stay safe. And there we are.
Excuse me.
Okay, awesome.
And you're welcome.
You got it.
All right.
So everybody, don't forget to like the page. We appreciate that. Thank you very much in advance. It's very happy to see people turn out for my Material Matters this morning. Mm-hmm. Thanks for that, too. It was a lot of fun putting that together, even if I did make a mistake there at the end.
Well, I was trying to think of a way to run those songs together, because actually the meme between the songs is kind of very similar. You can't always get what you want, and then you're still looking for what you still haven't found what you're looking for.
I like these two songs a lot. I don't know, maybe that's just me always searching for something I don't have, but
and you can't get it.
I can't get it.
Even if you want it.
I can't always get what I want. I got to keep reminding myself of that. But if I try sometimes, I just might find I get what I need. And that is who?
The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones. And the other song, which was what I wanted to use today, you still haven't found, well, why confused, I still haven't found what I'm looking for, is You Two. And I like that song a lot.
Streams.
I crossed the streams badly.
Well, they are both from the UK area, so,
Yeah, they are, but still. Yikers. Right. Yikers E.T. What has happened between this week and last? So, we have the Knight of Swords, and it's upright.
Is that Dick Van Dyke?
Maybe.
I don't know if he was ever on the Golden Girls.
It might have been. I can't remember. You're going to have to keep an eye on that one. The High Priestess. Get over here. Come on. Oh, Sorry for that. Stay here.
Lay down.
That was him yelling. The High Priestess reversed. And then the Five of Pentacles upright. So some tough times, esoterics, a little bit here. And it might be throwing you off your game a little bit.
Yes, January Girl thinks it looks like Dick Van Dyke too a little bit. I can't quite zero in any closer.
Oh, there. Yeah, it does.
A little.
So I think that, what's rushing towards you is some decision that you have to make your life better, to improve conditions in your life right now. Do you need help? Do you need somebody to give you a helping hand, to offer you guidance or support in some way? Maybe you need some outside person to advise you on some matter. Because right now it seems as though, at least as far as your own affairs go, you're not getting a good beat inside of what you need to do to change the situation. And decisions need to be made.
To some degree, I feel that the High Priestess may be that you might be looking at or considering other people's ideas or thoughts for you or wisdom for you, but you're not really probably sure those are really the best ideas for you, or you will find that maybe your own inner wisdom is probably the one you should rely on, and that other people's may be trying to get in there, but it's not true. The Five of Pentacles is a little bit...
It's challenging.
But to me it always does mean that, there is something there. You just have to be aware of it somehow. You just have to be led to it. You just have to lead yourself to it. So some of this could be saying that if others are trying to lead you with their wisdom, you need to just keep moving towards your own, which is kind of...
Well, you went a little bit different than I did on that one, but
Sure.
I would take that into account as well. I always feel that the Five of Pentacles is, we always fear the worst, and when things take a downturn, it's hard sometimes to see our way out of it, and that's why I think the High Priestess is reversed there. And so sometimes you just need somebody else, maybe who is objective outside of it, to lead you to the answer. I'm going for the outside help, but he's saying to look within. I
do see that possibility that it could be outside help, but I'm still thinking, because of this one, the inner thing is something you just need to keep moving towards. And then the only other thing I want to say about Dick Van Dyke is, remember, he once on his show tripped over the ottoman, and you don't want to do that.
Did you read her stuff? Google is our friend, even librarians. And I have to say that that makes perfect sense to me, because Dorothy is...
This is so cool. Thank you, guys.
Is the sword's suit. They usually use her. So he was rushing into her life at one point. That's really cool. I love the way they did this deck.
Watch out for the ottoman. You don't want to trip over like Dick did.
So let me pull some Lenormand for you. Hey, and by the way, E.T., I love some of the readings you've been giving lately for Aries. They've been awesome. And the one where you combined art with the reading, hey, that's really cool if you can do it. Me, I got no talent there. But you did a great job.
It really was art. It was beautiful.
All right, so let's get batty. We have the birds there. And we have the clock tower, which is the tower. And so the birds were first. And so, again, what I'm thinking here is you need to talk to someone. Sometimes the tower can indicate like a job or institution, a corporation. So it could be a bank. It could be a government agency, but it could also be a hospital if you have health concerns. So therefore, it could be a doctor or a therapist of some sort. But I do think that you need to talk to somebody who could possibly assist you. And, they could give you some news or some information that you could use.
I have to admit, I'm not exactly getting what she's getting there. Maybe it's because it's throwing me off and I'm not really a Lenormand reader. I do understand the Tower is an institution.
Well, the birds can be gossip and talk. It's just that intuitively, when I saw those two together, that's the way I felt it.
Well, see, then when you say that, then I wonder if that draws me towards what my ideas were about this one, about people who
Possibly.
whose advice maybe is not the best for you.
Oh, well, I don't know. These are more neutral cards, these two cards, if that gives you any, thing to go on. They're not exactly negative.
I see. Okay. Well, I guess what it means is what she said.
No,
I'm sorry.
could be what he says. No, there's no apology. I mean, for one thing, it's a little more complicated for him not being as versed with Lenormand, because the backs make it look like it's kind of a gloomy card there, and so does that. The Tower can mean isolation and hospitalization, depending on what other cards are surrounding it. So that's part of it,
Okay. Thank you.
But that's what we have for you, esoterics. Good luck with that. Oh, Gina, was that you?
I didn't see it. Did it come
I
on screen?
didn't see it. Did it come up?
I
Did
didn't see
anybody
it.
see like a little present come up on the screen that we might have missed? Because maybe something's wrong with that bot, but we'll figure it out. It's not a bot or that gadget, I guess. Oh, Gina, you're so sweet. We looked it up another way. So if that didn't show up, I'm sorry, because it kind of pops up as a present. And opening. And so thank you so much, Gina. We appreciate that.
You want to hear mine? Okay. Well, it wasn't that I had any, to be totally honest. I was kind of drawing a blank. But to me, I sort of felt that the bats, as gossip birds, maybe said the advice from the High Priestess reversed what I said there about, not necessarily looking at everybody else's thoughts for you as being the right one, that maybe it's really more inside of you. And that to me was strengthened by the Five of Pentacles, because to me that always says you have to find it for yourself. That's what it says to me. With the institution, that does sort of play to that idea as well, because of course it always seems like a church in some respects, and so church is an institution, and it just sort of combined to me. So to me it only strengthened the idea that you want most of your advice to be from your own inner, because that's really where you can trust it from the best, is how I see it. I hope that helps.
Yeah, and I would say if there is one negative, maybe less neutral aspect about the birds card, sometimes the birds can indicate gossip. Kind of people talking behind your back and stuff like that. So if that resonates and what he says is resonating, that's a possibility as well. And so that's what we have for you, esoterics, and we're going to move on to Levi. Hey, Levi, you are up.
We have their question.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to just go through the list, and then Gina, Girl Power, Amelia, Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Husband, January Girl. And so if that little present did not show up, we're going to
talk to the man.
Talk to Mr. Monster about that.
So do you have a deck to use?
Sure.
Or do you want me to go?
I haven't used the Edgar Allan yet.
Oh, I thought we did.
No, I used the Dark Wood.
Earlier?
Yeah.
But I remember that one card.
What card?
The one, was it the five
This
or
one?
something? Yeah.
That's the one we showed at the beginning.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Bianca. We're going to have to add you to the list, so hold that question for later. That's a good question, and we could probably do a yes-no reading on that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Esoterics.
So I will go through the list again to let everybody know where they're at. We're on Levi right now, and then Gina, Girl Power, Amelia, Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cusp, January Girl, and Bianca.
Let's roll.
Oh, you're very welcome, Esoterics.
Appreciate
Hang in there.
That. Thank you.
Hang in there. This too shall pass.
And here you go, Bench.
All right. So let me look at Levi's question.
That's an interesting question. I think it should be a yes or no, and then we'll see if we need to do more. So right at the beginning we had a little bit of drop frames, but it seems to have evened out, and other than people's own slowdowns, it looks like we've been streaming pretty well. I already shuffled.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
All right. I'll let you put them up this time.
We're counting them off for Levi.
Oh, that's right. I could have done that. I'm sorry. And they're slippery too. It's very possible.
Yeah, you have two aces, which means it's very likely.
It's leaning towards yes. Is that reversed? What is that?
It's the Five of Pentacles reversed.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead? I'm going to think about this.
I could try.
Well, I could go. I think with this question, it's likely yes, Levi. And they're in the process of trying to, I don't want to say lick their wounds, but they're healing in some way or trying to. And it's a very turbulent time for them right now. They're very uncertain about their future, I feel, still. The five reversed is a little, I don't know, I like to look at it as being a little better than upright, but it's debatable. It's a difficult card, a challenging card either way. What do you say?
A lot of times with the Five of Pentacles reversed, I sort of indicated as being slightly worse, but more or less about the same. There seems to be a despondency within the soul, a feeling like things are not moving at all or so slowly that it just doesn't make an impact. When it's reversed, it could be like it's still about the same to me, but it may hold out the idea that they will be even harder pressed to find some sort of hope or inspiration. When it's upright, it's always kind of like it's there, they just have to see it. To me, when it's reversed, it might be saying it's going to be much harder for them to find some hope. And I'm not exactly sure how that applies to the question.
I think it applies.
Well, I do, but I'm not really sure who are the good guys or the bad guys here. M was attacked, but it says the princess and their parents have something to do with it.
Well, I think
so.
This
Who's the person who needs to see?
I think that's M who's healing. I think that's
okay.
M who's healing, and also having anything to do with them being attacked and leaving. So the answer is yes. I think they did have a role in that somehow, and they needed to just back off and get away. Is kind of the way I'm looking at it, but how well they're doing through this process of healing is debatable between the two of us. And I do say with the Five of Pentacles, whatever this moment was, it was kind of, the Five of Pentacles is known as the dark night of the soul. And so this was a very dark moment for them, I feel. I don't know if you can agree with that, but I feel for them it was.
With what you just said, then that tells me, too, that they're not really able to come out of their dark. And that's why it's reversed. Because the dark night of the soul is temporary, will pass. But maybe what I'm feeling is like...
So you're talking about Princess and the other people now, not M. Okay.
Right. I'm thinking this one applies to Princess because that part of the question applied to them too. So maybe they're really the kind of person that really never gets better or never has a better side to them. It's always pretty dark.
Well, this question was kind of convoluted to me to do a yes-no with because it had these different facets to it. And so I'm reading it for both, I think, the people you feel were part of the attack and the person that was attacked. So that's why I feel like I see what he's saying about this applying to Princess and the parents, but I also see this as applying to M as well. So let me throw some Lenormand on this and see what we get. It's a very difficult sounding situation to me.
It doesn't sound cool.
Well, I will say one thing. We got the Headless Horseman, which is the rider in this Lenormand deck. And then following that is the letter. And so I think some news is on its way. I think you're going to get some news from M. Are you out of contact with M right now? Because if you are, I feel some news is going to come. And if it's not news from them, it's news from the other, the parents and Princess.
Well, what do you think that news is telling?
It's very neutral. It's hard for me to say because it's very neutral. But you're going to get some news and information about the situation.
Could it be a clarification of all the stuff that had happened?
It could be. It could be. If it's coming from M, it might give you some insight as to where they stand with things right now.
I believe it will confuse the matter more, but ultimately it will help you understand it. But I think at first it will confuse the matter more, and
What?
I'm thinking...
Oh,
Oh,
I see.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay, I thought we were still dealing with somebody who was alive.
Well, I never necessarily... See, I didn't feel a lot of this question related to M. I thought it related more to the other side. Maybe that's why I didn't sense M being concerned anymore.
But I see. So maybe that's true. But what I would suggest to you, if you believe in these types of things, is that M may reach out to you from the other side to give you a message of some sort. And that has happened in my life. I've gotten messages from the other side. So I feel that, be open and receptive to what you might receive in dreams.
I just feel that message may be confusing at first, but over time, not a long time, it may start to show what's relevant. Like at first, the way it arrives, it's just sort of mysterious or cloudy, but you'll find out from that.
So with that in mind, it looks to me as though, there was definitely some involvement with Princess and the parents here in what has happened. So I don't know if we are talking about somebody who was hurt by these people, to the point that they hurt themselves, or if they actually hurt them to the point of them leaving. But they were involved in some way, at least according to the cards. And remember, we're just card readers here, so we are not law enforcement or anything else.
Well, that's rather fascinating, though.
Yeah, that was a real interesting one, Levi. I'm sorry to hear about
I hope that helped, yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be able to take the stand and testify, but that's what we got.
No, certainly not. Hey, Gina, you are up. And after Gina is Girl Power, Amelia, Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cusp, January Girl, and Bianca.
No! How are we going to get through this?
Easily. We're not taking any more readings. That's for one.
Okay.
And we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to get done in less than an hour. We can do this.
That's right. Gina. Oh, there you are.
There you are. Well, okay.
We have to talk to somebody about the timing of that. I think it's time to come out too often, and I don't like that.
Oh, he's talking about the tip jar. He is wrong about that. It comes up every 15, 20 minutes. I thought he said it for 20 minutes. So if it's coming out more frequently than that, that's a problem. But I think that that's not a bad thing to do because people come in the stream at different times. So I feel that's a fair amount that it could come through.
Well... Let's figure out how to send her this
But
thing
whether
she
it's
wants.
working properly, which deck do you want to use? Do you have a deck for that, or do you want me to use one? Sana Muerte for a love?
Then you got it.
I'm going to use the Golden Girls, just because. So,
Nothing says love like the Golden Girls.
in a way.
Thanks, Angel, for your support.
So, and I think that maybe that one gadget did not work right. So we'll talk to him about it. We've got our team builder up, and he can always connect in with us from afar and try to fix things from there. So we'll see how it goes. All right, Gina, I'm putting energy in this cards in the hope we can bring you something exciting in the romance department.
The realm of romance.
The realm of romance.
Look at this guy.
I
He's
know.
crashed out.
Hey, don't, discourage that. All right. Oh, dear. Holy moly.
2 8s.
Yes, you have 2 8s, and I think that's really interesting. We have the 8 of Cups, and that is upright. But then suddenly in the middle, we have the 9 of Swords, and that is upright. And then we have the 8 of Wands, and that is upright. All upright cards. And the 8s are kind of, the 8 of Wands in particular, a lot of energy, a lot of movement. Seems like things could start to happen and shake up a little bit. So that's positive. I think if you put your energy out there towards, trying to find love again, it could happen. I'm going to just go through this and then I'll let you go ahead. The 9 of Swords in the middle here, though, is indicating to me, though, but, there's some lingering remorse or sorrows that you're feeling. And this is something I feel that you brought upon yourself in some way. There's something that you're not letting go of that keeps you maybe from moving forward with this energy that is coming through. And I think you have to at least come to some terms with whatever it is that is bringing you this sorrow or regret. And looking at what is at the end here, the 8 of Cups upright, seems to me that you are ready. You're ready to move on to love and relationships and bringing something new into your life. Because that person is moving on.
I think the thing that's the most notable for me with this reading is that I see this clear line separating a dark side of the bed
Yeah, it's interesting.
and a light side of the bed. And so with that, I'm going to say that any perception of suffering or sorrow is really more like, is the glass half empty or half full? Is the bed half dark or half light? So some of this is really attitude. And of course, that just means that a positive person like yourself can really change that attitude easily. So you may be feeling that you're holding on to some things that maybe are there, but really it wouldn't take you much to change that, because ultimately you have so much energy and movement towards something. And I think it's just really about coming to terms with the direction you want to move towards, and that maybe some of this half empty, half full thing was really you debating where you're going or how you're going. It could be more of a how you're going than a where, because I think you have a pretty determined goal, but maybe it's how you get there that makes the difference. And so that just says that you have to possibly walk alone, but you won't always walk alone.
The 8 of Cups used to be one of my favorite cards in the tarot because it talks about moving away from things that are more, I don't know what the word is, mundane or common, to things that are more elevated. So you are seeking out a love that really elevates you in some way. And I always like that. And I always wanted to keep moving myself up. Moving on up. And that's what I see happening here. But we're going to do the Lenormand. I saw Dr. V.
I just want to say thank you, Dr. V. Yes.
Dr. V, I guess we're going to just have to add you to the list because you're so nice. We were going to close the list, but we'll add you in and see if we can get to you.
He said I look younger.
At any rate, He always likes hearing that.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought about the 8s when I saw the 2 of them there. Infinity doubled.
Yeah, and 8s are kind of a card of abundance too. So, maybe things are really going to open up for you, Gina. Maybe there's going to be more than one person coming your way. It's possible.
Who knows? Yeah.
Well, Lady Pumpkinhead, let's see what we have here. There
Lady
you are.
Pumpkinhead.
And there's the old letter. Now, it's really interesting because in the Lenormand, that's just a letter card, but here it's called the old letter. Is it possible an old flame will resurface even though you're moving on? That doesn't mean that it won't be somebody else from the past who has changed in a big way, and is coming back. I'm not going to rule that out, but you might be looking to some old connections here.
It could be that these are what takes the movement the next step, that the communication gives you that idea of where you want to go or how you want to go. But that's what I think too. I think that there is something maybe from the past, because the Nine of Swords to me always sort of has a sense of something that's not very current, but something you may be dwelling on too. So yeah.
We did the best we could to bring you something, Gina, but I think you're going to be moving on. I think this looks good. Or moving up. Thanks for that.
Thanks for everything.
Everything, yes, absolutely. And no, Sonny has not been eating the bark. Sonny's been eating the catnip. So that's why he's nice and sacked out here. Hey, Girl Power, are you with us? You are up, and thanks for joining us. And Amelia, you are after that, and Angel Mary, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cusp, January Girl, Bianca, and Dr. V.
Right, and we are going to cut it with Dr. V, I think.
Absolutely.
Or else we'll never get through this next 40 minutes.
No matter who compliments his hair next.
That's interesting. For a while, I used to have dreams about homes that I formerly lived in, and it always brought a real strong sense of nostalgia and sentimentality about that home or what happened in it.
Well, you don't necessarily have to move, but it is like you are on the move. You yourself are on a journey to achieve this new relationship.
So we are looking for Girl Power.
Girl Power, second call.
I'm going to go ahead and type their name in.
And you probably want to use a deck. I will wave my magic wand, Gina. Bam! That'll make sure something comes your way.
I don't remember that one by the Turtles. Which one is that? Love the Letter by the Turtles.
Oh.
Second from the bottom.
I'm not sure. I bet if I heard it again, I'd remember it, but I'm not sure. We're going to have to go and check that one out.
A pumpkin-colored car. Does it turn into a pumpkin at midnight or something like that?
Last call for Girl Power. And Amelia, you can go ahead and
type in your
question.
Or ask for a general.
Well, we're through a bag. We shared the bag. We gave Mr. Monster a piece yesterday, which he really appreciated. He thought it was really good.
We were tempted to make him beg for it.
But we did not.
He loved it, though. He really loved it. My little scarfy thing here. Okay, let's move on to Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia, you are up. So if you have your question, now's the time.
We just got the bark. We're hardly through it.
We do show some restraint, Gina. Not much, but some.
Clearly. So while we're waiting for the next person, Mr. Sunman will stretch. Look at that stretch. Stretching.
And
hello there. Hello there.
we'll give Aaliyah just a second.
Hello there.
Aww. You lay by him now. No, of course not. Oh no, don't do the butt in the camera.
Thanks for the extra magic. You're welcome.
Oh, you are welcome.
Okay.
Last call for Aaliyah. So looks like we're moving down the list. Hey.
Oh, that one. So Happy Together, of course.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that was the title of it. I always thought it was Happy Together.
Well, or maybe the letter reminded her of that. I don't know.
I guess so.
Whatever.
But they say the turtle's the letter. The letter by the turtles. And of course I'm thinking of my baby wrote me a letter.
You
Well,
know,
she wrote
that
me
one
a
came to
letter.
my mind too. And that's, what's his name? Is it Joe Cocker?
No.
I heard his
It's a
version
soul
though, didn't he?
artist. Yeah, he does.
He did a great
of it, yeah.
version. Yeah.
Give
Okay,
me a ticket for an aeroplane.
we're going to move on. Amelia has not responded either. So it is Angel Mary's turn.
Ain't got time to take a fast train.
Hey, Angel Mary, you don't have time either. It's your turn.
The clock is ticking. No, it isn't.
Angel Mary is up, and after Angel Mary will be Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra Cusp, January Girl, Bianca, and Dr. V.
Aww. That's so sweet of you.
Aw, he would be so happy.
Especially after he just lost all that weight.
Well, him and his wife, and Junior Goddess, and our beautiful granddaughter, who of course made our wonderful logo, or whatever you call it, avatar. Avatar. I'm going to be changing the page on YouTube soon, I promise. I'm trying hard to work on a design in Photoshop right now. You absolutely can, Angel, no problem.
Yeah,
I'm going to type in Angel Mary's name. Actually, you might be next if Angel Mary is not here.
All right, Kayla. Thanks. You'll be coming up soon, I believe.
Typing in Angel Mary's.
Well, I know songs more often by just their tune than their title.
I forget so much. I forget who makes what song, obviously. I just, I get so into the moment with songs and music. Music really is one of my healing things. If I'm ever feeling down, music lifts me up.
God gave rock and roll to you. Gave rock and roll to you. Who's that? Argent.
Okay.
He was also in a band called The Zombies. It's the time of the season. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, I'm not getting anything from Angel Mary yet. I know sometimes we have a delay, but I think we're going to move on to Angel Rivera.
Just admit it. You'll do anything to make me stop trying to sing.
Yeah, I think so, because we ought to fill
There's
our
Angel
times.
Mary.
Oh, Angel Mary's here.
All right,
okay,
you pulled it
we've
out.
got you, Angel Mary. As far as I want to,
We got you.
to do magic for me. Okay, well, I got you, Angel. Okay, Angel Mary. Well, that sounds like a yes-no.
All right.
Do you want me to use my dark wood on that?
Sure.
Yeah. I'll let you shuffle first, because,
Okay.
well, no, I'll let you shuffle last, because you can cut them and I'll tell them. Okay. All right, and who do we have? Is that Sanjib? We might be able to get to you, Sanjib, because a lot of people have disappeared. So, a couple people have, so... I don't know if that's Hamani or Sanjib, but we'll, Wow, I'll let you shuffle. That last shuffle was kind of wonky for me.
Maybe we should open up a tarot tarot karaoke.
No, we should not. At least, if it's only the two of us singing, no. Would not be good.
Bring your own earplugs.
Oh, Sanjib, welcome. Welcome, Sanjib. We'll talk to you on the list and see how we do here.
And Kayla wants to know where they're at.
Kayla, you are right after Angel Rivera. So after Angel Mary's, Angel Rivera, and then you.
So hang on, please.
Oh, yeah, I'm counting.
Wow, looks like a positive yes. The question was, did FISA go to the magician to do magic for you? It looks like a positive yes. And all the cards are upright too. So that also means no delays, perhaps.
Yeah, so I don't know what they were trying to accomplish. Are you saying to attract you to them? Because it seems like they definitely did something. Whether it's going to work or not, that's another matter. Or what this means to you.
Hold your head up. Hold your head up.
Do you want to do a quick 3 on this?
Sure.
I'm going to throw 3 more cards and just see what kind of vibe we get here.
I think I like just as many songs by Argent as I did by the Zombies when they were in the band The Zombies.
The technique for the yes-no.
The technique for yes-no is we count off cards into 3 piles only, stopping at an ace or when we get to number 13. So if we got to 6 and we hit an ace, we stop there, we move to the second pile, and then likewise to the third pile. So there's 3 piles, 3 chances to get aces. The more aces you have, the more likely it's yes. If there were no aces, it would mean absolutely no. 1 ace, more likely no. 2 aces, more likely yes. Cut.
No, it's shuffle. And any of the cards in between, that you get that are not aces can give more information on why it's maybe yes or why it's maybe no. So we like that reading. We've done that we've gotten that from a book many, many years ago.
Oh, no, I was taught that in person.
You were, but we've seen it in
Yes. No, I learned that way back in 76. The spirit of 76.
Oh. Well, look at this. We've got the Magician reversed.
Whoa. The Magician reversed.
We've got the 10 of Wands reversed. And we have the Page of Swords upright. So I think here that maybe this magic was definitely inappropriately used, called for.
But
go on.
But I believe it's not going to take, because I believe that actually it removes you from a situation, or it removes the bindings around you. The 10 of Wands is sort of like a freedom coming to you, or shackles being released. The Magician itself reversed would seem to indicate wrongful use of abilities or wrong direction of talents or skills. The Page of Wands or Page of Swords is possibly you showing grace, dexterity, or the ability to hold yourself to a higher truth of some sort.
Right there, that last part. Hold yourself, the ability to hold yourself to a higher truth, and the ability to stand strong against this measure.
So I would think that while it means that this may have happened, the result is not going to work the way they want, because I do believe that instead there's a karmic principle going on here. This should not have been done if they were trying to stop you from, your heart's desires, and that it's probably going to
boomerang, maybe.
Boomerang, or just not work. It will actually free you from whatever may be binding you.
Well, this is the Halloween deck, so that is the Dark heart, but it's the card of heart and the card of love, which is very interesting. And then, of course, there's the creepy trail card, which is basically the path card or decision card. So clearly...
They look like ghost Pac-Mans.
So clearly, I think this is somebody trying to manipulate choices here related to love or relationships.
And to me, what I feel from that is just saying that your true heart will find its way to the pathway it needs to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said before, I think these things show that this is not going to work or not in the long run. There may be an effect. I can let him come over here because he will. Now,
wow, he is just so cat-like. So that's what we have for you, Angel Mary. I hope that's giving you some guidance here.
So I think the answer was yes, they did do something, but I think that it's not going to really...
Ultimately, you will find your way to your heart's desire.
Go away, sun man.
And that's what we've got. Please lay.
Angel Rivera.
Angel Rivera wanted a general, I think.
Okay. Let me use...
Yep.
Let me use my Golden Dawn.
All right.
The Golden Dawn for this one. Thank you.
So
and
welcome,
good
Angel
luck
Mary.
with that.
Wishing you the best.
You know, sometimes people think that powerful magic or energies can affect anything, and that could be true, but I think sometimes things that are unnecessarily harmful have a way of just invoking their own reflection, as the saying
Yeah,
goes.
I like that. I always like that.
The will to invoke harm.
Invokes its own reflection.
The will to do harm invokes its own.
That's it.
Yes.
The will to do harm invokes its own reflection. So people have to be careful with what they do.
Yeah, it's a deck I don't use a whole lot, Angel. I believe a friend of mine who is kind of ceremonial gave it to me or suggested I get it. And I really like the very strong color scheme. There's not a lot of pastels or shaded. It's pretty much a vibrant kind of sense of color there. And they are Golden Dawn images, so whatever that means. I'll let you.
Card number 1 is the Two of Wands, and it's reversed. Card number 2 is the Queen of Cups, upright. Oh, and card number 3 is the Sun, reversed. Well, it's your deck. I'll let you go first.
Well, that first card seems to indicate to me that there's questions of who's in charge, and mostly what's working out is it may be you that is not quite in charge here, or that you may be in a struggle at least to determine that. But I also feel that with the Queen of Cups, your best suit is to be yourself, to be intuitive, to be comforting when you need to be, that kind of thing. It may be that this is not necessarily something that will, an argument or a situation that you'll win, because the Sun reverse sort of indicates that to me, or that maybe there's just other factors that are not known at present that might, if you can find them out, they might change that balance.
Well, I'm going to go a couple of ways here, because the Two of Wands to me could indicate that, if this is work, this could indicate something in your work life in the week ahead, that some plans or decisions that were made, people are uncertain about them now. Maybe there's some reasonable doubt about things going forward. And I think people have to really keep their emotions, like the Queen of Cups, to be very nurturing in their approach, to be very caring in how they, come up with a solution to this. In other words, they have to balance things by what is best for everybody concerned. Now, I also could think that this might have something to do with your personal life, maybe in some way, Angel, that maybe there is somebody here that that has had some issues lately in their own lives, that They feel like they're not getting what they desire, or that some plans or projects have failed for them, and they're feeling kind of doubtful right now or disappointed in outcomes. And so you might just have to be there for them through this. I mean, that's a possibility. If the workplace thing does not make sense to you, I could almost see this as being somebody that you're involved with, maybe.
I don't see this as entirely about the workplace. Like, I remember last week's cards, we thought clearly it was about the workplace. This one doesn't feel exactly like that. It could be, but it could be some other things too. So therefore, I'm going to say that maybe it's something to do with all the Mars and Mercury about to go retrograde set up. So maybe that there's misunderstandings about who's in charge or who has authority over certain things, or the misunderstandings are just causing a little bit of internecine battling over who gets to do what or who gets to not do what. That's what I sort of feel there. But I also feel too, like I said before, that it may be about what is known and what could be known, and that maybe some of that would make a difference.
The sun, the sun is one that, success eludes you at the moment. But, the sun always rises again. So I feel that it's a transitory thing, whatever this is. And just things have to be worked out through love and patience and nurturing.
I wanted to, while you're doing that, I want to answer January Girl real quick. I actually got that from an esoteric deck of cards called the Cartouche, after the Egyptian and their Egyptian style. I use them in my emotional exchanges. The will to do harm invokes its own reflection. There are some people in certain esoteric or magical practices that feel what you do comes back to you. Maybe it comes back several times, maybe it just comes back to you. But yeah, it is kind of a metaphysical principle to maybe tell people that they shouldn't be doing bad things because it's going to come back on them.
So the first card I pulled is the Creepy Trail card. And the second card is the Rats or the Mice. And so this again kind of indicates to me that, if this is the workplace, they have to be careful moving forward, that they don't make decisions that could cause illness or loss of some sort. So they're going to have to be, it's a fine line right now with workplaces because they need to generate money and revenue, and yet they have to watch out for people's health as well. So these decisions that have to be made don't come easy. And as well, in your personal life, be wary that the decisions that you make right now are in your best interests, because some of the decisions could turn you down a path of loss or separation or ill health.
I'm feeling that, to me, this relates more to your personal life, perhaps, and the idea that maybe there's somebody else in your environment or in the situation who presents as maybe being needier. Maybe they need more emotional comfort or more emotional support at this time. And it could also be, too, that maybe they're moving in a better direction. They're moving towards actualizing that and just understanding that about themselves. So maybe that the comforter person that I see this providing is you being able to assist with that, and maybe to help even out wherever this is falling, whether it's in your personal life or in your professional life or other lives too.
Hey Kayla, you are up. That's what we have for you, Angel, this week.
Good luck. Thank you.
Kayla, you are up, and then Libra Cusp, January Girl, Bianca, Dr. V, and Sanju.
All right. Did Kayla already give us a message before? I don't remember. I know we were talking a little bit. Hello, boy. Hello, boy.
I can't
You're
remember.
welcome. Hi.
You are welcome, Angel. I don't see one, but I'm not sure if I
Okay.
missed it. So
I'll type
Kayla,
it
just go ahead and type your question. Oh no, he moved it. He's moving
I'll get it,
everything.
don't worry. Don't worry.
He's going to knock the camera is the problem.
Don't worry.
Sonny, I've had it. Okay, the Banshee has had it with the cat that is taking up the space.
Well, while Banshee's doing cat cleanup duty, we are going to talk about our schedule, and we will be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. With or without
Stay.
Sunny. Sunny, we are not inviting you back.
And you know what? That does it. Now try to get through, Smarty.
Don't challenge them.
Well, nope. Stop.
No!
No.
Yay!
I hate to be mean. I love that cat so much. But sometimes.
Kayla, are you still here? Because we've asked for you, so hopefully you are, or otherwise we have to move on.
I think we might have to move on and just squeeze Kayla back in.
We'll see if we can do that. All right, so who's next?
Libra cusp. Libra.
Libra, are you here? Go ahead if you are. Time's a wasting.
Oh. Yep.
Well, there is a whole thing about that too with people who somehow are into such a dark turn on themselves that it's very hard for them to get out. Sometimes, in very extreme cases, it could be that negative sorts of entities or spirits have somehow attached themselves or are in their environment. I don't like to go right to that as a solution. I think sometimes people just have a negative life and can't see a positivity for themselves. But like I said, in extreme cases, it may be possible that maybe they're being influenced by something else that's in the other around them.
So I typed in Libra cusp now. It's possible.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Nope. You didn't miss it. You actually just got advanced up because a few people didn't show up. So
Yeah.
go right ahead.
So it is your turn, Libra.
Oh,
You're driving. Uh-oh. Well, Libra, no, not yet, Dr. V, but we're getting there. We've got a couple more, we got a few more in front of you.
And yeah, we're clearly, January girl, a little bit more into esoteric things of that sort ourselves. So that's where some of our information comes from is those kind of readings that support that, or just going to some talks or being around people who have given us more information on that. Truly, and you know, Esoteric Tarot and so many other people say this, is just like trying to attune yourself towards your most positive energies is really always the best course. And so maybe sometimes I don't consider myself a light worker or light seeker, but I try to be light oriented. I think it's about really trying to show a good example or try to help people see that light too and do that.
So did you post a question earlier, Libra, or are you going to post one now? Because it's going to be kind of tough. Driving.
What's coming towards me?
Oh, what's coming towards you?
We got you. Don't worry, we got you.
We got you. Okay.
Kayla, we will get you to you too, so don't worry.
Oh, Kayla, we'll put you in right after you just missed your turn.
Yeah, if you want to write your question, go ahead, Kayla. We're going to do Libra cusp right now. My, it's so busy today. I love it.
You know what? We go into overtime today. It's okay. All right, you can shuffle. As long as you guys can hang in there with us. But we're done after Sanjib. No more.
Could be the stars' influence. Some of the stars' activities
some people
are
go
oppressive
through
for
moods.
people.
Some people go through stuff that you don't know what's going on in their minds all the time. So
all right, what's coming towards Libra? Hopefully it's not an accident.
the Page of Pentacles reversed. Oh dear. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. And the King of Swords reversed. They're all reversed. So what's going on here financially for you, Libra? It looks to me as though there might be some bad news about money. It's weird that it's coupled with the Nine of Pentacles reversed in my mind, because the Nine of Pentacles doesn't always mean, you're losing money per se, but just that the material conditions around you don't satisfy you, or maybe you're just trying to put everything in its proper perspective. Like maybe the material life that you have has overtaken other aspects of your life, and you're trying to search for that balance and meaning once more. But this card here, the Page of Pentacles, indicates to me that there could be a little financial downturn. It's possible that something might go wrong with the car, or, there might be some little loss of money that you did not expect.
I'm going to differ slightly, because I sort of feel that also the Page of Pentacles could just be talking about, in its reverse page, that maybe there's just something eluding you right now. Like maybe there's just something that you've been thinking about and you can't quite figure out what it is. It may be about this reverse Nine of Pentacles. Like maybe you're trying to figure out what is it about your conditions right now that you could change. Not what bothers you about it. You probably know what that is, but maybe what's eluding you is what you think you need to change your financial outlook. Mostly what this may involve is you being able to make a more strong decision that maybe will affect others, but it's really the decision you feel you need to make.
I feel like the King of Swords reversed is indicating to me that you might have been putting off something. It could be a decision, it could be some type of move or maneuver that could, that could turn this around. So now is not the time to delay or hesitate, but to take matters under your control. And if things aren't working out for you, if you're not satisfied with your material life in some way, maybe now is the time to set something in motion. That's what I think I'm going to say on that.
I remember the Clampets, Gina, so I hope you make some good vittles. And it reminds me of the junior high joke where they would run up to somebody and say, Jethro or Ellie Mae likes you, and then you'd say, who? And then say, Jethro, clamp it, and something would be clamped with the fingers.
Dear, why does he bring up the bad jokes?
It's junior high. It's so 50 years ago.
It's so 50 years ago. Well, look at this. We have the Witch's Jars, and that is the fish in the Lenormand. And we have the little goblin.
Oh, look at that.
I get the feeling that whatever this financial situation or problem is, it's not a very big deal. Because the Witch's Jar is about financial flow, and the child is about little things. So to me, it's indicating that this is kind of a transient thing right now, and it's just kind of like something you're going to go through, and it's going to be gone and over before you know it.
I could go with that. I could also say, too, that it just may mean that really this is about what Banshee just said, and that maybe this is really about something else that sort of dovetails on the financial. Like maybe it's just also about your ability to discern things and to feel comfortable, and that maybe this is just really about you trying to effect a comfortability in your life, with you maybe having to make a more strong or strenuous decision.
And maybe spending some time thinking about what you truly need, to feel satisfied and to, feel like you're where you're comfortable in life. That's what we have for you, Libra Cusp. Good luck with that.
And safe driving.
And be careful out there.
And we're going to move right along now to Kayla's question.
Marilyn Monroe again, eh? You just want to know more? Well, let's just take a look at what we can glean from that. And by the way, I am working for the Halloween season on devising something based off of my Remembering Far Memory cards and creating a smaller, brief tarot spread for past lives. So hopefully I'll have that ready by next Sunday's live stream.
Thank you, Divine. Thanks for sticking with us. So
take care.
I'm going
You too, Divine.
to go ahead and throw the. Well, I hope I didn't mix some of the other cards in there.
Wow, maybe this is what we have to do in the future.
How's that?
Do this, and then maybe he'll be forced to sit on the side of me here. That might not be the greatest world for me, but it might work better.
I'll want to shuffle them again too. So we're going to use our
Okay, these seem to... Oh, no, they're not. Okay.
Santa Muerte. They're very colorful, and it's hard to...
It just looks like some of them are mixed up. They definitely
Oh, you have.
are.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. You did. That's the back. Here, give it all over. Pick a different
No.
deck.
There.
You did that.
I did not. I did not. I swear I didn't. Okay, maybe I did. Well.
I'm going to chew my cough drop. And we tried something different with the mic.
Oh yeah, we put it in.
We put it in a pot with some plastic flowers. Isn't that cute? Because we didn't want to set up this stand. We got a little lazy today.
But actually, I don't think that's such a bad idea, and I think it's going to work out okay. You're stuck there, Sonny. Stay there. Stay there. I see you made space for him, which was a mistake.
No, that was there.
Well, now you did it.
Thanks, Sunman. Move it.
I would say we just have to... All right, you're out of here. I'm going to kick you off if you do that again. Sorry. I'm sorry. Now I'm upset.
Marilyn Monroe, take 2.
Marilyn Monroe. So we have the Hanged Man. That's upright. We have the Knight of Swords, and that is reversed. Wow, and then we have the Three of Cups, and that is reversed. So, I don't know. I think this has to do, if I'm remembering the person we spoke about, which we thought might have been somebody from Marilyn Monroe's past in their high school era. Remember? It was kind of like high school or before they became famous. It seemed as though this person gave a lot of themselves to trying to establish, you know, a relationship that would last with Marilyn. What do you want to say?
I agree with that, and I would just say that obviously the Three of Cups reverse shows that maybe they really wanted to be married or to have some incredibly strong emotional relationship, but that probably was never going to work out. We know it probably didn't, of course, unless they were secretly married and nobody ever told.
And the Knight of Swords reversed maybe indicates that they regret some decision that they made in regards to Marilyn. I mean, it's possible that maybe they broke off the relationship and now regret it. It's possible that, you know, their point of view and their perspective on Marilyn had changed, and maybe they had some arguments that just they decided to, that's it, I'm done. And therefore, you know, it didn't work out, and they regretted that ultimately.
Well, maybe what it comes down to is that they wanted Marilyn to give up her career, her desire for a career, and when that didn't happen, that was really what started to create the energy away from each other, resulting in less than romantic feelings.
We'll get to it, Dr. V.
We
Thanks
will get
for
to that,
posting
Dr. V.
it. You've got 2 more after.
Yeah, you'll just
after
have to go back
Kayla here.
and watch it later if you don't see it now.
So let me see if the Lenormand can add anything to this. I get the feeling that they were just not meant to be.
I think their desire was strong on their part, but
Right.
Marilyn's desire to really be successful where she wanted to was stronger.
And
She was more
clearly,
married to her idea of becoming somebody than to him.
this person, I feel, lived with a bit of regret over the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that from the Hangman and the Three of Cups. Oh.
Well, this is hard to say in a past life what this means, but the Headless Horseman has appeared, which is usually news or movement. And it's interesting because we have the Knight of Swords too. Why do I think it has something to do with that? And then Lady Pumpkinhead, which is that you as this person in the past life, Kayla, or is this Marilyn? That's a good question. But I get the feeling that this is Marilyn. And I feel that, see, this Knight of Swords delivered some bad news. I kind of get that feeling. And that's what ended up sinking the relationship. And they never got back together again, is my feeling.
Most likely what it feels like to me was it was an ultimatum of some sort. You know, like saying, like, I really need you to say you'll marry me, and if you don't, then we're going to move on. I just took a quick draw when I said that, and I drew the Ace of Swords upright, so I feel that's what it was, is that they probably wanted to say it's this, it has to be this, or else it's nothing. And maybe that's how it went.
Yeah. Hey, and that's what we have for you, and I'm glad we answered even more questions that you had. That's awesome.
Very good. Okay, so who's next?
January Girl is next. I'm glad you made it back, Kayla.
Did they already
January
write that
Girl, and
question?
then Bianca, Dr. V, and Sanjib. And thanks for hanging in there, Bianca. I know you've been waiting a long time. We get chatty. And then we have cat issues to deal with. Are you going to pull out a deck for this one?
You want to keep with this one?
Okay, all right.
And we have our question.
You're welcome, Kayla. So how do we want to do that? Will they help?
We will get to you, Mr. V.
Do you want to do a yes, no on that one?
Sure, that's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I hope you've been enjoying the show anyway, Bianca. It is our goal to be entertaining as well as enlightening.
I'm not exactly sure, Sanjib. Most of those concepts are a little bit more New Age, which isn't exactly my spiritual direction. My spiritual direction tends to be less monotheistic. I believe in a multitude of deity or spirit kind of things going on. And
Light workers and star seeds and twin flame. Twin flame has always confused me a little bit. I've never really glommed onto that concept, but I'm not sure myself how to answer that question, to be honest with you. Light workers has been around for a while, and we've known some people who considered themselves light workers. You know, people who are into Reiki and things of that nature.
it's usually energy workings
Yes.
that are more associated with New Age, Reiki, as she mentions, or healing modalities.
I'm going to count them.
Go ahead.
All right. I just got to see some here. Where's the numbers on these? Oh, there.
That's the page. Excuse me.
Okay.
And we sure get some intricate decks to work with where we often have to go slower because we're not sure if that was an ace or if it was something else for the 3 ace reading.
Well, you know what? Never say never, JG. But the thing is, it is leaning towards no. It's not a definite no. The cards we've gotten here is the Emperor reversed, and that's the 6, right? The 6 of Cups.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a 9.
Oh, it is the 9.
Yeah.
The 9 of Cups reversed. So I get the feeling that, he may not be able to provide for you what you need. And part of it might be that, let me take a look at your question again because I want to make sure.
Well, I sort of feel that maybe he might be in charge, but he may not have all the power he thinks he has.
That was what I was going to say, but I just wanted to see your question again. He may not be able to make it happen as much as he might want it to. And so therefore, you're not going to necessarily get what you desire. And I feel bad about that. I hope we're wrong. Because remember, there is a possible slight chance for yes here. It's not a definite no.
Well, the other thing is that he might have to reweigh his decision to be more helpful, because it may be that he might change his own situation there. The Nine of Cups could indicate that maybe he might change his own fortunes there somehow. Bye, Kayla.
Take care, Kayla. All right.
Thank you for that, Kayla. I didn't remember much about her first marriage.
Okay. Well, this is interesting, JG. We have the pumpkin here. And we have the fountain, and I have definite idea about this one. So I got the pumpkin first, and the pumpkin is luck, fate, or synchronicities of some sort. It's usually luck and timing. And then we have the fountain, which is about networking and gatherings of people, etc. It is possible that though he may not have the power to make things happen at work, it's possible that he might be able to spread the word out there and maybe, or give you some tips of some other place that you will be able to potentially find a job.
I think you kind of answered your question for yourself, and I sort of agree with Banshee. It's a little bit of both. I sort of feel like they might be influential, but not in a direct way, and that it really will be about you applying for yourself, and then maybe just with their mentioning you. I don't feel like it should be tied directly to them stumping for you.
Not yet, Dr. V. There's one other person in front of you, and then you're next. But we know you posted your question. So that's kind of what we have, January girl. I get the feeling something might open up because of this, but it's not going to be what you expected, and it's a matter of fate or timing.
Yeah,
here.
That's why I think it's better for you to try to do it, and then maybe they just assist from the side, without being a direct influence there.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hey, Bianca, you are finally up. It's your turn, and thanks for waiting again, and then Dr. V and Sanjib. And we'll call it a day. Oh, yeah. I forgot. You did post that question.
You did post it. I remember.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me get my golden... Well, I don't know. Golden Girls? Maybe. Let's do that one. And let's ask a yes/no.
It feels, January girl, like maybe once you've applied, or if you apply around the time that he mentions it, I just don't feel he needs to put a big push on it. It should be more subtle, like he mentions that he knows you, or that he might consider you to be a good person.
I didn't even think about that, January girl. Those last cards could be because of your networking and connection with him. Some good fortune might come of that.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, it might be that he doesn't have to, maybe he can put a slight word out there, but he doesn't really have as much power in the situation as you might like.
Still, it wouldn't be derogatory for him to mention he knows you, or to suggest you in certain ways. Did you already shuffle?
I did.
Okay. Bianca, thanks for waiting.
All right, let's see what's going on. Oh. It's leaning towards yes. It is
It's
not
likely.
a definite yes, but you got two aces here. One is upright and one is reversed. So I get the feeling that, it may take some doing and some time. And if you've been having difficulties, that could be what that's talking about. But look at this. You have the Two of Cups here, which is showing just a great wellspring of love between you and a partner, that you can make it happen. It takes two to tango, after all. And that is just such a beautiful card to get here.
Absolutely. I can't really say anything other than the fact that it just seems that your bond is really the most important thing. And with that bond, everything else becomes more possible.
And I think that what it also indicates here that, your relationship will sustain you and your relationship will eventually allow this to happen. So hang in there, because I think it looks really positive overall. And let me see what we get from the Lenormand on this, because that looks good.
This is where the Goblin Child shows
This is where the Goblin Child or some horrible thing shows up. But the Goblin Child is not a bad thing in this case.
No, it wouldn't be.
That would be a real good sign, as a matter of fact.
Every time I see that, it reminds me of an old punk rock song I used to know. I'm not going to mention it.
Well, don't sing it. That's all I ask.
I'm not going to sing it.
Give us a good shuffle for this and see what we get.
Is that an itsy bitsy spider?
Well, it's kind of an interesting combination here. We have the fog, which is the clouds. And we have the fox. The fox often is not very much a relationship card. It's more of, it could be a seductress card. But I mean, it really is about, and it could be sneakiness. It really is about, I think in this case, working towards this, working towards clearing whatever problems that you may have. So in other words, if you are having fertility issues, I'm assuming that maybe you have gone through a process already of trying to conceive, if that's the case, or maybe that needs to be considered. There has to be some outside the box thinking here, or maybe something that breaks through whatever the blocks are, because the clouds often are depression and gloom. Maybe too, you're feeling a lot of stress about not conceiving, and that could play into why it's not happening. So, focus on the love that you and commitment that you have to one another, and I think everything else is going to fall into place.
I would have to say so too, and I think that, to me, what I'm getting from the fox, especially in this form as a woman who seems to be interested in sensuality, that it is a matter of time perhaps, but that there are these issues, these clouds to get through. So it's mostly a matter, it seems to me, of you pursuing that, because that to me seems to be a female figure, and so you're the one who is going to move through the clouds, hopefully, embrace the love, and then things will happen.
Personally, I think it's likely, but again, I don't see an actual child that has come up in this reading, but I do think that, there's something here to build upon, most definitely. So I think the likelihood is leaning heavily towards yes, especially seeing that card as well, that ace popping up.
Yes.
So I wish you success with that. You're just going to have to come back someday and let us know, Bianca. Because we will definitely want to know if that worked out for you. And good luck to you.
All right, so that means Dr. V's up, right?
Dr. V is up. And he did post a question.
Sorry.
And then Sanjib, and we are done. So where is Dr. V's question? Oh, there it is.
Will the wife's plan with AOE for Canada this year will work?
Okay. Well, that sounds like a yes-no too, but do you want to grab a deck?
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and use my Ibis Tarot. And I'll let you shuffle first.
Sure.
And thank you for the question. Thank you. Everyone is awesome.
Everyone is awesome. We just have such a wonderful chat usually. Occasionally I have to bump off a troll or two, but, and I hate to do that. But if somebody comes in with a really, really negative attitude to begin with, they're not going to get a chance with me. I might give some people a chance that are on the fence, but we love most people that have come in here. Almost everybody has been fantastic. And such a joy to read for.
Absolutely. It charges my batteries. A lot of times I just feel that the action of reading not only charges my batteries, but just sort of fills my heart up with good feelings. I just feel like I'm contributing to healing of some sort.
Right? Oh, that's one.
Oh, it is.
One of Cups. I just want to look at this again and make sure I didn't miss a one because
Right, they're oddly...
they're oddly named, Mr. O. You get the challenging decks.
I
No.
use the challenging decks. Okay.
Well, it's leaning towards no, but it's not a definite no. I will say there's a couple of cards here of some note. There is that the King, the Master of Pentacles?
Yes.
So it's the King of Cups, and that is reversed. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles, and that is reversed. You want to start?
Okay. It more or less to me is indicating that maybe this project is not being greenlit, or its green light will fail. There might be some delays. It may be about the fact that there's an allocation of resources problem, is what I'm thinking, is that maybe funding is expected to come from somewhere and then it's not going to turn up, or there's going to be some sort of delay with that.
It seems like there's a tight money situation or money mismanagement going on when the King of Pentacles is reversed. I can't help but wonder about that. But it seems as though they're having some issues with finances right now, or will. Because this is about if it will work out this year. So it may not have transpired yet. But, you know, these are very turbulent times in the world right now as far as the economy goes. So there are things that could be stalling or delaying this, or possibly, you know, making it not happen.
Yes, at the very best, it could just be some delays because maybe they're trying to figure out the financial angle. At the very worst, it could just mean that it's delayed for at least sometime next year. Pentacles are a year or so.
With money conditions, and it might even be, you know, that your wife may have to evaluate things too, as far as maybe her expectations as far as what she was going to get out of this, and whether that was satisfactory enough, because I see that also a little bit with the cards here.
I'm feeling that too now, that maybe once she gets more into this project or understands more aspects of the project, it might actually be her herself that is thinking maybe there's too much of an edginess or not a surety about this plan working out. So we're going to do our Lenormand and see what happens.
I like our neighbors to the north, Canada.
Yes.
I've often thought of moving there years ago. I would have loved to live in Canada.
And we're doing this right now, Dr. Victor. I don't know if you're listening because I see you posted again. This current reading is for you, Dr. Victor, and it looks like that plan probably won't work out. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but
Oh, Angel Rivera, thank you for that. This is a funny combination. So there is the little goblin, which is the child. And then we have the deadly flowers, which is the lilies in this deck, this Halloween deck. And so
it's going to take longer. It's going to take longer steps or slower steps, smaller steps. Like maybe there'll be more defined increments getting there. Like it's not a total waste, but maybe there'll be just steps that will have to be taken slower or more steps filled in the process.
well, I definitely see that, and the combination there with both of those.
Thanks, Angel.
I also feel that there's something about those deadly flowers. I wonder too if there is some concern about the long-term viability of this project. Is this a relatively if this is a relatively new firm or project or whatever this is?
It's about going to school there.
Oh, it is about going to school
I think
there?
so. He just mentioned something.
Ah.
Or there's a process of learning or getting accustomed to this.
It's interesting because I got the feeling here by this when I first saw, and it's really funny because sometimes we don't understand exactly what you're asking, if it's about work, if it's about school, if it's about relationships. And that's okay. But now that you say that, that makes sense why my mind was kind of churning on this, because I almost felt this had to do with an apprenticeship or learning process. That there were going to be stages involved in this, and this might, this might take, it might happen, but it's going to take longer to go through this than maybe anticipated. In other words, this is really going to be a more long-term kind of thing.
So there may be some sacrifices financially or some sense that you're not totally feeling like you're receiving the reward yet, or your wife will feel that. But it is mostly a process of sticking with it. It's bound to work in the end, but there just seems to be significant steps to move through.
And some financial drain, absolutely here. This is not going to be cheap. And also with the Master of Pentacles here, I am concerned that, ultimately in the end, will she feel that she's gotten her money's worth out of this education?
Good point.
So I'm a little concerned about that. So, but that's kind of what we see for you. And there could be delays with all of this going with COVID and all. You never know what's going to shut down next. And I know Canada has had a resurgence lately with their cases. And so
Big
I know
time.
they've closed the borders to the U.S., so you never know what's going to happen.
It could even affect online processes too.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, Dr. V.
But
I
it was a
think
good question.
that was a very good question, and there are some mitigating factors here.
I hope that helps.
Yeah. And hey, Sanjib, you are our last reading, so I hope you're still here.
There we are.
All right.
Okay.
There
That's
it
a
is.
challenge.
Hard to ask this question. I have intuition in my mind. Please do a yes or no.
What do you think we should use the deck for?
So are we just...
We're just going to
okay.
try
All right.
to...
Let's do it.
Yeah, I like the challenge. You'll have to give us a little feedback afterwards, maybe.
Yeah.
You're very welcome, Dr. Victor. I hope it does help. And it's been wonderful being here this afternoon with everybody.
And as soon as we're done, I'm racing out to the patio. Soaking in the last warm weather for possibly the season now. We'll see. You never know with Michigan.
There is that.
So I'm not ready to take in my table and chairs yet, but if it's cold, I'm not going to be sitting out there. Dropping cards. The moon reversed.
Yeah.
Well, something hopefully we'll be able to reveal to you here, Sanjib. I think that's what that means. It's leaning towards no. It's not a definite no, Sanjib. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, and that is reversed. And it's some interesting cards here for sure. We have the Six of Cups, and that is upright. And we have the Strength card. And so it's leaning towards no. I don't know if you wanted a yes or a no, but I feel that there's some strength in something that's from your past. Something from your past, some memories, some relationships, some guidance that maybe you received is a strong point to you that might help guide you to the correct answer here. And if you should say no, or if the answer is no, it's because of something from your past that's giving you strength and resolve.
Well, having you put that information out there sort of gives me a little glimmer here. And the idea here is the Six of Cups is the more innocent time, the more time that we remember from the past, whether it's deep childhood or just even a more recent past. We can get there, but we have to learn how to be strong. A lot stronger than what, as a world community, we have been. Because the Strength card is talking about the power of the heart and compassion applied to our problems and situations.
And there you have it. Because basically, now that we know the question, you see that the Six of Cups indicates that I feel, the Six of Cups is about happy memories of the past. Things that brought joy, and the cups are about caring and nurturing. And so we have to go back to a time where we all cared about each other and that everything mattered. And, that's where our strength lies in resolving this crisis, is going back to a time where we all cared about each other and things were simpler. And we, as a matter of fact, life has gotten very complicated. We're overpopulated. We're all so close together now. We have so many different things that we work in crowds as opposed to smaller groups. Life may have to change and go back to some things that were simpler and not this complicated. So let's throw a Lenormand on that.
Right. But because, tarot is a snapshot in time, while maybe leaning closer to no, it may actually be saying that this is just really telling us what is really important for us to change that, to give us the tools or abilities to change that.
Yeah, I know. That's really what's happened, and everything revolves around the dollar, and so many people depend, day to day to get by, and so I recognize the difficulties all around in society with this COVID crisis. But life is what should trump everything else in my mind. It's life, because without that, how can we survive and get anywhere? So.
Oh, there's those.
Well, I'm going to go with that's Lady Pumpkinhead here. And we have the deadly flowers, which is really interesting because, the deadly flowers, the lilies, often talks about innocence. And we have the Woman card here, and I feel we need to go back to a sense of nurturing and caring for one another. I don't want to stereotype women here, but I've always felt that, women are equal to men, but we have a different approach to things, and we always have. And that's okay to have a different approach. That doesn't make you any less equal to a man. And women are the intuitives, we are the nurturers, so historically. So take that with the deadly flowers and the innocence here. We have to go back to a time where we cared for one another more. We go back to a time that is not so, what's the word? Ambitious and more care-oriented.
When we think of the happiness of childhood that maybe this card connotes, a big part of that for many people is their relationship to the principal mother figure, if they have one, hopefully. And so in this sense, I'm going to say Lady Pumpkinhead is like Mother Earth.
Oh my gosh!
It is the essential love, spirit, female or otherwise, of the planet. And so we, her children, who want happy memories, have to grow up a little bit, have to mature.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so right he said that, because it is not just us that has suffered the changes that have gone on in society. It's Mother Earth. And so we have to, and Mother Earth is probably what's putting us back in line here, saying it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, because of course COVID comes from nature. So
if I wanted to be less glowy, new agey, it's the spirit of the earth, maybe this just says if more of us were in touch with our compassionate female natures, our nurturing natures, we could change the world too. We could all grow up together and make a better world for the children.
And, you know, we probably should update our COVID videos soon and do another outlook, but we are going to do an outlook very soon that is going to touch on the election possibly in the U.S., but it's really going to be about October, November, December, and January in the U.S. So by looking at those months ahead, we may be able to glean where political things are going. We don't want to really do a total out-and-out reading on the election itself, but where the U.S. is headed.
Not a focus on the outcome of the election in the U.S., but really about the months surrounding them and the overall mood of the country and other things going on.
And where it's taking us.
Right.
For good or bad. So that's what we have for you, Sanjib. That was an interesting question. Very good.
Thank you. That was a really good question and a good way to end our show.
Yeah. And so, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for the donation we got. That was awesome. Gina.
Very awesome.
And we look forward to seeing you again Thursday night, 7 and 9 p.m. Join us.
We got a biscuit. We got a hell of a lot of biscuits.
We feel really grateful. And we're grateful to have you every week come and join us. So thanks again, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Love you.
Bye-bye.